You're stuck and you know it, but yet you still feel like you have time. Really, you're wasting time. Your potential is being wasted, not because you're not talented, it's because you're distracted. So, what we're going to discuss today is the number one principle on focus. It's not that you're not able to do the work, it's because you're distracted. And you're distracted because you're doing distracting things. Like you're on social media, you're scrolling endlessly. You act like you're checking notifications, but yet you wonder why you have this big pile up of unfinished projects. But then you say you want to be great, but the truth is you're doing shallow work. And because you're addicted to the shallow work, that's what's killing your success. But what if I told you there is a way out, a way to rewire your mind, a way to rewire your brain so you can focus like you've never focused before, so you can unlock a level of productivity that 99% of the people will never reach. So today I'm on a mission. We're going to discuss how to change your life by doing the number one principle of focus. Now, before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. This is your wake up call. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've struggled with this too. I used to think that I was being productive. I would have 20 tabs open. I would be checking emails. I would be replying to texts. And in between, I would read a self help book. I was thinking I was doing something. Really, I wasn't doing anything at all. I just was busy. I felt busy. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really getting the things done that I set out to get done. Then I learned this one harsh truth about myself. And that's this. Being busy is not the same as being productive. See, if you want to operate at peak performance, you have to have intention. And so you have to be intentional about the work that you do. And if you've ever spent hours working and yet you still feel like you haven't accomplished anything, I've been there. I had to learn the hard way that success is not about doing more. It's about doing focused, intentional work and focusing on the task at hand. So, whatever you're doing, give it your undivided, focused attention. I want you to sit down, be intentional about the work that you want to get done. And what you'll find is when you do that, you'll actually hit a type of flow state. So that's exactly what focused work is. It's flow. And that's what the work is about. It's being intentional and sitting with it and learning the deepest levels of you, learning how to break the previous patterns that has caused you the suffering and the pain, that has caused you to want to procrastinate, has caused you to want to put things off for another day. That's the root of it all. The very fact that you have a quick attention span, that's what's not allowing you to be intentional. That's what's not allowing you to be able to sit with it, to be able to figure out the circumstances, the situations, how to self regulate yourself, how to get to your overall purpose. Sometimes we forget that our attention is our presence. That's why everyone is trying to take our attention away from us. I was talking to someone today and he was telling me, he was reminding me that people oftentimes, when they're walking with their heads down, they're having a bad day, they tend to walk and they forget that sometimes what you need might be right in front of you. And that's the very reason why you can't get to where you're trying to go, is because you're missing the things that you needed to take you to the next level. So from a philosophical standpoint, Rumi the poet stated, as you start to walk the way, the way appears. So clarity doesn't come before action, it comes from action. We talked a little bit about flow in the flow state. And from the flow state, we get optimal work. Optimal work is the ability to focus intently on the task at hand without distraction. So, optimal work is what is where we're trying to go. But here's the thing, life is designed to take our attention and to take our attention away from us. There's whole marketing strategies for this particular idea. So it's really bad that the average attention span is only about 2 seconds. So if you can't hold your attention for longer than that, how can you hope to affect change in your own life? Now, I'm not exempt, and I'm guilty of the multitasking effect. So basically, what that is trying to do so many things at once and not giving one thing my full focus and attention, the thing that's right in front of me. As much as we like to think, multitasking is work. But in reality, it is work, but it's not mastery of over the work that you're doing. It doesn't allow you to get good at any one particular thing. You never master at that activity. I mean, you can get good at it, but we've lost the art of mastery. Where that used to be the standard, now we give a half-ass effort and then we call it good. It's not about grinding for 16 hours a day, but it's about how can you give 3 to 4 hours of pure, focused, high quality work. Here's the truth. No one wants to suck. What do I mean by that? The suck is actually where you get better. Think about it. You come up with a challenge, or a challenge presents itself. The path may not always be clear, but you take on the challenge anyway. See, the suck challenges the mind. It challenges the brain to try to figure it out. And this is how you get better, how you figure out how to get it done. This is called problem solving. Now, you may not always have a blueprint for that particular outcome, but this is where many people give up. They drop the ball because their feelings get involved, and that's what's preventing them from solving the problem. So if you see in your mind that you have more problems, guess what? More problems presents itself. And it never really allows you to get into the right mindset. See, the suck, that's what I call it, will expose you. It will expose what's inside of you. Do you have weak resolve? Do you lack the ability to finish what you started? How many of you have started a few things and not finished it? You'll say to yourself, I'll come back to it later. See, the suck will have you looking at social media, endless notifications, and anything that would give you that quick dopamine hit to keep you distracted. Most people live in that state of constant interruptions. And every time you get distracted, it takes your brain about 23 minutes to fully refocus. That's why the average person never fully reaches their full potential, because they never train their mind to focus deeply. This is where you have to retrain the mind to enjoy the suck, because it's in the hard that you truly get better. So this is how we solve the problem. What I want you to do is I want you to create a deep work ritual. So you just can't hope that you will focus. You have to create an environment that forces you to focus. So I want you to eliminate all the distractions. I need you to turn off the notifications, get off social media for a while, and I want you to set boundaries. I want you to commit. See, your focus is your superpower. So every time you're distracted, it's stealing it from you. So you have to train your brain to have intense amount of focus. Focus is a muscle. And like any muscle, it needs to be trained. At the very least, think about your goals, the ones you've been putting off, the book you've been writing, the business you haven't started, the body you haven't built. And I need you to ask yourself how much of that is because you've been distracted, and how much of that has been because you haven't mastered the deep inner work. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep operating on autopilot, you can keep bouncing from one distraction to the next, or you can take back control of your focus and change your life. Which one is it going to be? Listen, I'm not saying this is going to be easy. Mastering the number one principle of focus is going to take some time. It takes discipline, and it's going to take a commitment. But I can promise you this one thing. If you stick with it, your life will change. You'll get more done in a few focused hours that most people will do in a week. You'll gain that clarity, that confidence, and you'll have some momentum like you've never had that before. And most importantly, you're going to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you've ever imagined. So if you're serious about transforming your focus, what I need you to do, drop a fire in the comments, and then I want you to tell me the one thing you're committed to doing today. And if you want more high performance strategies like this, subscribe right now, because we're just getting started. Your focus is your future. Protect it, master it, and watch how it changes your life. My name is Prince Williams, the real Prince Williams, and we'll talk next time.